Hello everyone. So this is an expansion to my previous video on culture, and here's an example to why we need to be creating. So here we have a tweet from that Star Wars girl which shows some panels for the LA Comic Con. We have gay geeks and where to find them, Afro weirdness and urban superhero 18 plus, trans masculine representation in entertainment, queer sci-fi on budget. Wow, what a list! What a really magnificent list. And then we have Chris Gore coming over here. And if you don't know who Chris Gore is, he is a film critic, and I really love his criticism and openness to many shows and movies. I like that a lot. I've done three or more panels every year since Comic Con LA launched, and they were always packed. Unfortunately, this was the second year in a row that all my panels have been rejected. I applaud Comic Con for their inclusive programming. I just wish I'd been included. And then we have Nerdrotic responding. Shutting out Chris Gore for the second year in a row after being welcome at LA Comic Con for years is a joke. And that is correct. Chris Gore is a really popular film critic. And um, okay, so then we have this guy, Boston Writer. So what you're saying, it's it's time for the nerd Roddy Kami Khan. Think about it. You and Chris Gore at the helm. Bring in Zachary Levi to promote his new studio. Indie films, indie comics, the whole non-woke YouTube Rumble ecosystem. Loop in folks like Benny Johnson and give TP USA a presence. Let folk like that Star Wars girl and Snarky J Cosplay lead the cosplayers and competitions. Live stream all the sessions for subscribers. Time for an alternative. And Nerdrotic says, well, that sounds like a good idea. And so many people are responding to this. Even Zachary Levi thinks this is an awesome idea. And this is what we need right now. Look, I get it. Comic Cons or just conventions in general supposed to be for everyone. But these days, okay, well, I would say most of them like Comic Con. Most of the broader ones supposed to be for everyone. But when they start uh, blocking you from these conventions. And I think a few months ago, the YouTuber Camelot, I forgot his rest of the name, but he was basically just cut off from appearing at a convention because of certain complaints. Turns out the person who complained about it had a history of being a mean person. But regardless of that, this isn't the only case in which people are going to be banned because of certain politics. And it's to a point where you've seen this not even in the IRL spaces. We've seen this in the online spaces as well. Plenty of people will now block certain comments. You're not allowed to speak about certain things. Fandoms have become ideologically captured. You are chased away from what you really enjoyed all these years, and it's disappointing. And in my previous video, I said we need to create an alternative competing culture, mainstream culture and subcultures. And here is where we can start. I like this energy because obviously there are plenty of indie studios who definitely need that promotion, plenty of indie studios that may not be so stereotypically, I would say, Hollywood, if you know what I mean. Um, you also have a lot of folk in the anti-woke space who I would say really want to promote their work because some of them are creating content. Uh, Indie comics, definitely there's like hundreds of indie comics out there and they need space. And even Rumble as well. I would love it if they could have like a Rumble section at the convention because there are so many Rumble creators out there. I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about the political guys. I'm talking about the gamers, the creators out there because Rumble isn't just a political platform, even though politics is its primary content, flagship content. There's plenty of people out there joining Rumble live streaming, and I see those people post on their Twitter all the time. and I share those tweets at times whenever I get a chance or whenever I see it, really. And I want to see more of that. I want to see these guys grow, looping folk like Benny Johnson, and give TPUSA a presence. And here's the thing, TPUSA has a stronghold when it comes to conservative culture, you know? TPUSA is a broad conservative what else can I really say about it? It's broad conservative. What's the word? Don't even have the word. But they have such a big tent reach, you know? Hence why a lot of people like them, a lot of people attend their conventions. But TPUSA is politics. I would love it if TPUSA create their own little section in which it's only focused on culture, you know, like video games, movies, TV shows, pop culture, stuff like that. I would love it. Uh, and let folks like that Star Wars girl and Snarky J. Yeah, I would love it if there's also cosplayers. I think we all agree that cosplayers are lovely. Okay, we all would agree on that. Okay, so so what is the solution to this altogether? It's obviously coming together, creating this convention, supporting it, and I would say having something that's more open, more inclusive. We don't have to brag about being inclusive. However, I would say this isn't the only solution because we can't just have one convention full stop. Some of you may know that there is already a convention known as BasedCon, and that's doing great. But of course, it's not going to reach massive numbers, and I feel like we need more conventions. You know, we can't just stop at one. Why is it that everyone else gets millions of them, but we only have one? It's like, no, we'll have more, thank you. And hopefully there's no competition. Hopefully it's seen as like healthy growth amongst these communities. Um, and I really hope that more people get involved in I would say growing this event. Um, and I would just love it if it just grow with content. Like conventions can really inspire people to create stuff, to promote their content, and I think that's the best place right now. We need it more than ever. And it's not to say that the mainstream places, there will never be chances. It's just that the chance hole is shrinking, and that's the problem. So you got to get in and you got to fit in, or else you're just going to be kicked out. So, you know, conventions, we need it. We really need it. And um, I'm not sure if I should make a separate video on this. Okay, maybe I will make a separate video on this because already this video is so long. But anyways, tell me, what do you guys think about these conventions? I like the idea of it. I think we need more of it, especially for people who don't fit in that mainstream box. I really think we need alternatives. Anyways, bye-bye.